questions about SPF, about how to get it into your routine and how to reapply it. So let's start with sharing my screen. And we are going to share my screen right over here. We're going to go to maridenick.com. So if you can split screen, go ahead and go over to my website, and it will also prompt you to download the Mary Kay app and connect with me when you're on my website if you're on a mobile device. And that's a great way to do it. So let's talk about getting it into your routine. There are a bunch of different things here. As you can see, SPF 15 and 30. There is some controversy about whether or not anything above that really does anything for you. So I know Bethany uses one of our SPFs from our skincare line. So I know she was talking about SPF 30. So here's the deal with reapplying. You should reapply when you're going to be outside. If you are going to be in your office and you're getting incidental sun exposure throughout the day just by going out at lunchtime, if you're going out, a little bit during the day, reapplying doesn't have to happen as often. Now, if you're going down to the beach, if you're going to go in the water, if you're going to go out for a hike, and you're going to be out, particularly when the UV index is really high, you want to be reapplying as much as possible every couple of hours. And we had such a cold spring in Idaho that I knew that I was going to be coming out here. So I definitely did not work on keeping up my base level tolerance. So what I am doing right now is I do every day, I start with my Time-Wise Repair Day Cream, and that has SPF 30 in it. And I make sure that I apply that in the morning, generously. I also use the mineral facial sunscreen with broad spectrum SPF 30 in it on my body, on my face, on my kids, on my husband. And we try and reapply that every time that we are in the sun for more than a couple of hours. It definitely has the recommendations on it for how often. I think most of the recommendations are 80 minutes if you're outdoors. Particularly if you don't have a lot of sun exposure already. But my tip to you would be to pay attention to the UV index, which you can find that on your weather app if you scroll farther down on your smartphone. So here is the God's honest truth as far as different types. Now, we don't have a spray. We don't have a powder. And I have bought all of those things because for a while there, we had a great body SPF that Mary Kay made that had to be discontinued in 2019 because it was not reef safe, so it could not be sold in places like Puerto Rico and in Hawaii, where you really need to pay attention to the coral reef. So, and of course, the pandemic slowed down the reproduction of the next version of that. We just have come out with our mineral SPF, which says facial sunscreen, but I am using this head to toe on everyone. It sticks really well, and it doesn't make you white like a ghost, which is great. So if you don't already have this, go ahead and get you some of this. This is going to save your bacon all throughout the summertime. It's going to keep you from getting sun. Now, I've tried all the other forms of sunscreen that there are, like I was saying, and I really feel like if a liquid, something like this, gives you the best coverage. And even when we've been here all summer, when we've been at the end of the summer, because, in Idaho, we have sun starting at like 7 o'clock in the morning and the sun doesn't go down until 10:30. So we get a lot of sun exposure because we used to spend our summers out at the water park and at the community pools, and Richard and the kids would walk around and ride buses. So what I have had them doing this year is this SPF 30 is so great. And I went through a bottle of this. This was brand new when I came out here in February, and I've been using this. My other favorite thing, if you want to reapply midday, is to get you one of these daytime defenders. What I like about this sunscreen is that it is broad spectrum SPF 30. You can definitely use it in the morning for your skincare, but it's not particularly, in fact, I don't know if you can tell this or not, this isn't particularly runny. So it's going to spread really well. One of the problems that we encounter with sunscreen is Richard sweats a ton and it gets in his eyes. So anything that drips he sweats a lot, gets in his eyes, that's not a winner. So these are my 2 recommendations for you for daily drivers in your sun care routine that you can use on everybody in your family, or that you want to have as an extra that you carry around with you to reapply during the day.